Thanks, Jeremy and Megan. That story earlier about the NCAA ruling out athletes getting paid is quite a big deal.
Especially on our Iowa campus, since we are a Big Ten school and athletes are constantly putting their attention towards the sports that they're in.
Absolutely, and it's easy to see both sides of it, so I'm glad they're making some decisions.
Yep, and speaking of student athletes, let's head to the court.
That's right, more specifically, the volleyball court. The Iowa women's volleyball team has had a successful season so far as they surge through their non-conference play with multiple wins. But now it's on to Big Ten play, and I took a look at one consistent part of the team that's getting the job done. As Iowa played Nebraska last Wednesday for their Big Ten home opener, one thing was very clear about the team. They have a powerhouse front row. From the setting to the hitting from any position, the front row makes the magic happen. Key powerhouse players like Jess Janata, Lauren Brobst, and Loxley Kayala lead the offense and have to take on a lot of responsibility to get the job done.
I think it's the most intense spot. You know, you're closest to your opponent. Your responsibility is to get the kills, which is what most people think about when they think of volleyball. So it's just a very powerful position to be in because you have so much control over the game.
And even though the front row makes it look effortless as they put the ball away during game time situations, a lot of work and practice goes into what they do.
We'll usually move into like some pass hit situations and hit against shovels and like around things, and then we'll move on to like 55 balls or out of system balls and work around shovels or around the defenses, and then we'll get into some 6-on-6 play.
It's not always easy, but that big put away is definitely worth it no matter what position you're in.
I really love the job that I have. It comes with the responsibility of being a setter. It just comes to the position. It's like a quarterback, and so you're kind of the leader out there and kind of the one who everyone looks to for what's going to happen next, and I just love what I do.
Now, whether it's during a high-pressure situation like the Nebraska game or during their high-energy practices, the front row is always ready to kill it.
They definitely have a powerful group up front. Yes,
they do. They're a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to keep watching them throughout the season. But next Wednesday, I'll be heading to the back row to see where they stand within the team.
As we're in the middle of the week, we all know that there will be Iowa football on Saturday, but there are so many other Iowa sports competing this weekend.
Absolutely. Our weekend preview crew went out earlier today and updates us on where all the other Hawkeye sports will be this weekend. Take it away, Taylor.
Thanks, guys. There is only 2 days till the weekend, which means Hawkeye athletics will be all over the country once again. I'm standing at Grant Field where the field hockey team will not be at this weekend. Instead, they will travel to Evanston, Illinois to face number 14 Northwestern. Now, Northwestern and Iowa do share a mutual loss to Indiana. As for Iowa, their defensive strides can be noted, especially the duo of Stephanie Norlander and Chandler Akers. Hopefully, those two can lead this young team to bounce back. Now I'll send it over to Holly Reimer over at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Holly?
Thanks, Taylor. The Iowa women's volleyball team is on the road this weekend. The team will face off against Ohio State this Friday, October 2nd, and then make their way to Pennsylvania to play the #1 ranked Penn State. The team is looking to come back from their loss against Nebraska last week and come out with that first conference W of the season. Sending it over to Katie Reber at the soccer complex. Katie?
Thanks, Holly. The Iowa women's soccer team will head to Indiana on Saturday as the Hawks take on the Hoosiers. Last season, Iowa shut out Indiana 1-0 here at the Iowa Soccer Complex. Now, both coaches are fairly new to their respective teams. Head coach Dave Diani leading the Hawks for his 2nd season, and Hoosiers head coach Amy Burberry returning for her 3rd season. This matchup should be pretty interesting as Indiana is 0-2 in Big Ten Conference play, and Iowa is 0-4 against this season's Big Ten opponents thus far. Now, obviously, there are a lot of exciting Hawkeye sports going on this weekend. These are the ones we're highlighting, so be sure to check them out. This is Katie Reber at the Iowa Soccer Complex. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, ladies. And there's still so many other Iowa sports going on over the weekend.
Absolutely. Men's and women's cross country are at Notre Dame. Men's tennis is traveling to Tulsa, and women's tennis will be at Purdue.
So many sports and so many teams, and we'll keep you updated on all of them.
That's all for Jordan and I here in the sports studio this Wednesday night, but meet the football crew here Thursday night for Iowa's first Big Ten Conference showdown. Back to you guys at the desk.